Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Thursday live Facebook video where I come to you every week talking about another chapter in my book, 52 Ways to Live a Kick-Ass Life. I'm Andrea Owen. If you don't know who I am, if I'm popping into your news feed and you have never seen me before, I run the joint over here at Your Kick-Ass Life. I am so happy that you're here. I just took a shower, so my hair, I'm having a very wild hair day, and I hope that you're having a really great day too. So if you don't know how this works, basically I come to you live every week, usually at noon Eastern time every Thursday, and I'm going through a chapter a week, and then at the very end of the video answering any questions that you may have on the topic. We've talked about everything from communication to relationships to learning how to use the pain that you've had in your life as wisdom. That's what we talked about last week. You can catch any of the videos that we've done previously. This week, we're on chapter 18. And we're talking about, actually, this chapter is called Find Your Passions. And it's funny because when I looked at it this morning, when I was thinking about what I wanted to go over with you on this video, and I'm reading it and I'm like, this really should have been called Find Your Purpose, because that's really what I'm talking about in the chapter. Funny how we see things 4 years after we write a book that probably should have been corrected. At any rate, how do I want to start this? Okay, so I think we hear that a lot, right? In the personal development world, in the wellness world. Find your purpose. What is your purpose in this life? And I don't know about y'all, but I have always found that question a little unnerving and almost like sends me into a panic. Like, oh, I have to give you an answer? Like, I have to know what this purpose is? What is this? I mean, it sounds like the biggest question of your life, right? Bold and underlined, the biggest question of your life. What if you don't know? I meet people all the time, and that is their question. And sometimes they feel ashamed about it or embarrassed or, like I was saying, like kind of panicked. Like, I don't know what the answer to this question is. So raise your hand if you have ever felt that way. Like, you're like, oh my God, everyone's talking about like finding your purpose and I don't know what mine is. And I also think that one kind of misconception about finding your purpose is that it has to be something really big. Like, you have to win the Nobel Prize for the Nobel Peace Prize. That you have to find a cure for, some kind of terminal illness, disease. You have to go and rescue all the orphans in Syria, like some major contribution to the human race. That is a noble purpose, right? And I think we fall into that trap of it not being good enough. And here's what I wrote in the book, in the chapter. I said, when it comes to their life calling, people often worry one of three things, or maybe you worry about all three of these things. Number one, that their chosen calling isn't good enough. Maybe you feel like you have a calling, but it's not as good as like the ones I just mentioned, winning a Nobel Peace Prize or saving all the world's orphans. Maybe your worry is number two. Maybe you worry that you should never, ever, ever change your mind once you've chosen something that you're passionate about or something that you feel is your life's purpose, and you have to marry it once you decide. Maybe you decided to start a nonprofit and then you're 5 years in and realize that you want to do something else. Nope, can't do that. So maybe you have that voice in your head. Or maybe the third one is that you really just haven't found the real purpose. Like, maybe you found something that you're passionate about or that you feel like it's your purpose, but then you're wondering, is this really the one? I know that I struggle with that one. So I've had people say to me, that's so awesome that you found your purpose in this world doing the work that you do. And I have always, at first I would panic and I would wonder, like, is this it? I mean, I'm on my 5th career. I spent my 20s and 30s kind of bouncing around, and I've been doing this for over a decade, but I wonder, like, is this it? There might be, who knows, maybe I'll run for office or do something else that's completely different. So that's one of the things that I've worried about. So I'd love for you to pop into the comments. Like, is this even something that you've thought about, that you've worried and panicked? I know that it used to be something that many of us struggled with sort of midlife, maybe like on your 40th birthday, you wonder, like, I'm over the hill now. Shouldn't I find out what my purpose is? But I've been seeing people younger and younger and millennials worrying about this, in their 20s, worrying like, what if I never find it? Well, what is mine? Where can I find it? Is it, can I Google it? Like, tell me the book I need to read in order to find it. So here's the thing. And what I have come to realize is that, yes, it's amazing if you find your life purpose, or if you find things that you're passionate about. But I'm going to read to you part of this book, and I'm on page 84 if you have the book and you want to read along. So here's something for you. Maybe your life purpose is that you learn about yourself and the world on this journey of life. You do your best to be a good person and be kind to people and help some people who need help. What if that's it? I think that all of us, so here's where I get a little bit woo-woo with you all. I think that our souls have different lifetimes. And I think that sometimes we are put here on earth to have these really quote unquote magnificent life purposes, like the Oprahs of the world, or people that are doing really grandiose things. And then you can be a soul who is put on this earth to do it on a smaller scale, to do it on a more grassroots level, where you are helping people in your community, where you are spreading kindness, where you are just learning as much as you can about yourself in order to be a good human being. That, I believe, is no less significant than people that are doing huge things on this earth. So I just want you to, hopefully that brings some solace to some of you who are thinking that you need to do these grandiose things to have a real purpose in life. And the second thing I want to mention is that I don't think that you will have just one thing in your life. Like I was saying before, you can change your mind about things that you find purpose in. If you are, I'll give you an example. So there was a time, probably 7 or so years ago, where I was really active in the birth community. So after the birth of my second child, I did a lot of research around obstetrics in America, and was really learning a lot of things, and my eyes were open. So I got really active in that community. And then as the years went by, I became passionate about helping high-achieving women who are leaders, who struggle with, things like negative self-talk and worthiness. So my focus sort of shifted. So for a while, I felt really bad about that. I was like, well, wait, wasn't my purpose to help educate new mothers on their choices and their rights as birthing women? And after a while, I was like, you know what, it's okay. Like, I'm allowed, just kind of like the whole aspect of permission and giving myself permission to be passionate about more than one thing. Am I still passionate about the birth community? Absolutely. But my focus is somewhere else. That doesn't make me a flake. It doesn't make me a traitor. It doesn't make me wishy-washy. It just makes me a human being who's allowed to change my mind. And that was something that was really helpful for me to be able to just kind of follow my heart and go with that. So hopefully that is helpful to some of you. Hey, Michelle. I thought that was a pineapple. It was just a smiley face emoji. and really, I think what I just want to kind of close up and tell you that this is actually like a pull quote in the book, and it's I love this. It obviously jumped out at me. Who you are and what you represent is purposeful enough. So if you want another, if this resonated with you, I would go back and watch the video. I think it was around the 4th one that I did around values. Because if you know your personal unique values, you are closer to finding the things that you're passionate about, to finding the things that give you purpose. And really, as humans, this is an important topic because we want to make meaning of our lives. We want to feel like we are needed in this world and that we have purpose, that our life means something. That is just inherent. That is just something that all of us feel. I'm going to go as far as to say all of us feel as humans. We want to feel like our lives matter. That's what I hear over and over again. And so the bottom line, to summarize, is that you matter. Yes, you matter no matter what. But what if your purpose, if you're struggling to find what that thing is, what if it is the fact that you are trying your best to be a good human being so that you can be good to other human beings so that you can make the world a better place? That matters. That matters so much. And I want you to know that. All right. So speaking of this is the whole thing of surrendering to that knowledge, of knowing that and really trusting your inner wisdom, because that's what this is all about. I am with Elizabeth D'Alto tonight hosting a free online workshop. So it is at yourkickasslife.com/Elizabeth. There's already several hundred women signed up. We have a Facebook group just for that. There's already a couple hundred women in there that are introducing themselves and getting excited for tonight. Yes, there will be a replay if you can't make it live. It's at 7 o'clock Eastern. And we'll be talking about it in that group. So this isn't just like an online workshop, bye, see you later. It is definitely, we're going to keep the conversation going for about a week in order to support you, in order to get your questions answered. It's titled the four things you can do to clear out the BS in your life and I might get it wrong, it's kind of a long title, but just to really be open to what you really want, because that's kind of what I'm talking about here, coincidentally. And what I hear a lot where women feel stuck. They feel like they don't know what the next step is for them. They feel like they might be in a transition place, or they know they're in a transition place, but they just don't know where to go. And we are so used to being in our heads, trying to figure things out, reading books, listening to podcasts, Googling the questions that we have. And what Elizabeth teaches so well, what she has taught me so well, is to trust your inner wisdom. Where do you even start with that when you are someone who really is used to just thinking and thinking and thinking, and instead hasn't really learned the skills to tap into the smartest, wisest part of you, which is your body? Yikes, right? I know for me, that was like, what? I'm smart. I can figure this out. I can just think my way through it, right? But that's why I love Elizabeth so much, and she's helped me personally. I'm so glad that she's come to the Your Kick-Ass Life community to do this online workshop free for you guys. It costs $0. So I hope to see you there. I will pop that link in to that. And Michelle, you're coming. So okay, you said you can't wait. I'm super excited for you. So Strong Bear, that's the raddest name ever, first of all. You said you're in transition. Yes, then come to the online workshop. I would love to have you there. And it's definitely interactive. It's not just going to be us lecturing up there at the podium. It is online. But we're going to be asking you questions and asking you to interact with us. So I hope to see you there. That link will be here in the comments. And I will see you next Thursday. What are we talking about next Thursday, you guys? We are talking about, please hold. Ooh, we're talking about self-love. Loving yourself is the new black is going to be on for next week. Okay, and any questions, let me know, you guys. I'm always here for you. Come find me on Instagram, too. I love connecting with you guys on Instagram. I'm at Your Kick-Ass Life over there. That's where I like to say hi and read your DMs and all of that. Okay, so I'll see you hopefully at the webinar tonight. Bye.